Hello everybody. Welcome to today's research paper study group orientation session. This session is planned to give you insights about what would be happening rest of the 30 days before your final presentation on a research paper. This is the first time that we are going to conduct this kind of orientation session with an information share in slides. Let's dive into the session. The details of the important dates for this month or this session, the second session of research paper study group, is outlined here. Right now, we are today, January 12th. We are in January 12th, where we are having the first collaborative meeting. The final session or the recorded session or a non-recorded session, as per the participants' nomination and interest, would be conducted on February 17th. Details of the group and group formation will be shared to you shortly. Just stay tuned before we get into all the other details later. I'm Kirthikka Devi Venkataram. I'm a lead at Women Who Code Data Science Community. Okay. Yes. Research paper study group is completely dedicated for researchers, focusing not only to researchers but also to data scientists, data product professionals, product managers, other managerial category people, and business leaders who are interested in knowing the latest trends and technology pertaining to artificial intelligence. This study group is aimed or focused to get your involvement and your contribution gaining expertise in articulating and also formulating hypothesis in an effective way, knowing the prior hypothesis of your research interest area. As we know, like research paper, the number of research papers are exploding year by year, and in 2023 I think it's going to cross the level what has been seen before 10 years by 50% at least. This 50% increase is going to overshoot by 10 or 20% in the next year. This makes us to understand the importance of each and every research paper that is being like published in any form, like in the form of journal or like into any other vertical where it finds its relevance. There are certain topics or areas of interest where the researchers are finding themselves difficult to correlate each of the concept or each of the hypothesis or each of the results which is being projected. This study group gives you an opportunity to unwind all these difficulties in an effective way by conducting peer-to-peer studying mechanism where you have a peer-to-peer review in this collaborative study, attaining a full-fledged idea and forming an ideology for your own research area. The process goes like this. The link to join Women Who Code Data Science community is is provided as a QR code. You can scan it quickly. You can join the Slack channel research paper study group collaboration channel, which is open to all. The event and program updates and the date updates would be provided in the Slack canvas of this particular channel. You would not see any other information apart from the posters which is being circulated in the social media. So all updates regarding date and program related information would be provided to you in this particular channel canvas. For any clarification, you can DM me at any time. I would be providing you the full details. In absence of me, our leadership fellow Lindsay would be taking care of giving you the complete information of the research paper study process, or where do you want assistance, like aid assistance in presenting the materials or any other kind of related information which you would be gathering shortly during your course of progress. The execution step of this research paper study group is like, first step would be I'll be polling the area of interest. There are currently 9 areas of interest and it is going to expand in near future. So those 9 areas of interest will have number of research papers and will be polling and will be nominating it in the group nomination sheet. This sheet will be consolidated every month. Mostly the program is designed in a way like it happens for 40 to 45 days, which means like bi-monthly execution of this program will happen. So you can watch the next program execution to be happening shortly in March. This for this particular year in 2024, we have started on January 1st to poll on the top 3 results from the areas of interest that I was speaking about, from the 9 to 11 areas, which we will be expanding to. You have the option to upvote on the nomination of the paper, or you could also nominate a paper into your group nomination sheet. This is an Excel sheet which is provided in the link given to you. You must be seeing this in the chat, like the link to the drive. You can go to the group nomination sheet, Excel sheet, and the first tab would be showing you the details of the list of research papers that you're interested in. If your research paper is already existing in this list, you can upload to the paper so that it finds its way in the next month cycle of study progress. So after polling, the day between the day from 3rd to 5th of the month is the group formation. The second and third tab of the same sheet speaks about the group formation. You can nominate yourself if you don't find a group, or you can also form a group by yourself if you are from an organization, or if you are from a university where you have a group already and you wanted to do this research paper study, you can nominate under tab 3. Individuals could nominate under tab 2. Once this step is over, the third step would be like during the mid of the month or during the 4th week of the month, we will have the first collaborative meeting, which is this sync meeting that is happening right now. This meeting is generally not circulated outside the community. It is for your own internal purpose to share and to know about the research paper study group in detail, so that it will be useful for you to progress with many research papers. We have seen participants' interest who are showing or who wanted to come back recursively to do this research paper study. This meeting is like a way to know your group if you are an individual. We will have a consolidation of the details of your meeting. We will have a consolidation of the details. We will have a consolidation to be provided by the end of this meeting. I see a lot of queries to be posted on chat. Please post your queries on Q&A so that it will be addressed promptly, not to miss any of the questions right away. The day 20 to 30, or it could be from 30 to 45, which we wanted to plan to have a much more time-consuming section for you to, as a participant, to engage more fruitfully. We wanted to extend this day 20 to 30 to 30 to 45 days, where we will have the final presentation that is going to happen by your own preparation of a research paper that you have selected. The date and time is little flexible. If the groups are like consolidating on a particular date where we did not have a earlier communication, then this is the time for you to inform about the final date of the presentation. This will happen from the next meeting. For this meeting, the date would be February 17th, and it will be difficult for us to reschedule this meeting. The final presentation is of 2 types, as per the design that is being carried out. One would be the track event and the other would be rapid presentation event. The track event speaks more about the complete research paper analysis in depth, giving a 1 hour presentation where 45 to 50 minutes of presentation will happen and 10 minutes of Q&A from the audience will be taken forward by the participants. It is a group event. It could be a group event or it could be an individual event. We embrace you to form a group. We support you to form a group, and we are there to involve you in a group if you don't find a group. This track event was presented by our former participants who were the first, like the first prodigies of track event final presentation of research paper study group. They have done a wonderful job presenting a survey of LLM, on the research paper, a survey of LLM in our study group. Similarly, we will, as we have informed you earlier about this month's paper, we will have a final presentation and a rapid presentation based upon your own interest. So this track event, as you have a format and you can also go back to the recording to see what is being presented in the track event. Rapid presentation event is generally a not recorded event, which is a 20 minutes event where we customize this event to have 2 teams and 5 members per team, not more than 5 members per team, to have a complete hands-on of each member to have their own participation in the study group. The rapid presentation would be like, we will have only the posters to be presented. This is significant because researchers might need to have their own areas of interest where they wanted to collaborate in depth on one of the areas in that particular research paper, not concentrating on the whole of the research paper. Say, for example, last research paper was about a survey of large language model. This paper consolidated information about the evolution of GPT. It also had an evolution of large language model from its predecessor PLM, NLM, SLM, and train and drop and going down till LM, large language models. But it also dealt with 4 important aspects of large language model, the pre-training stage and other 3 stages which are completely relevant for your for any of the researcher who are involved in. So it depends on where do you want to concentrate. The paper also speaks about prompt design and it also speaks about benchmarking. So it is your own interest area which throws light more on the focal point and the focus area from the research paper that you wanted to project. So that could be considered in as one rapid presentation event by a team of not more than 5 members. We just suggest this. We will take into consideration if there is a need, case by case basis. So if you want the rapid presentation also to be recorded, we need a prior information and intimation from you so that we can plan accordingly. Okay. So as I was explaining about the rapid presentation, this is a poster presentation link which is being provided to you. I'm not sure if you're able to see my new share. If you're not able to see my new share, just let me know so that I can give you. I see a lot of questions being posted. I request you to post it in Q&A. Okay. This is the poster template which is being shared to you for rapid presentation. All these posters for the rapid presentation as well as for the track presentation is provided in the research paper study group drive link, which was shortly shared to you in the chat. I will quickly share you one of the one way that you can do the poster presentation that gives you an idea of what could be presented. So the last research paper which I was speaking about was about a survey of large language model. So if you are able to see my screen, just give a thumbs up.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, great. Fine. So this, yeah, this is a suggestion or a way that you can consolidate a survey of LLM paper into a poster where the research objectives, the governing factors, the important discussion areas, the results, data and table, as well as the summary and the future scope of work which the paper speaks about is consolidated. Say, for example, we need to understand the prompting strategies, which is one of the discussion area that was elaborated in the paper. The in-context learning and the chain of thought prompting, which is really hot these days. The in-context learning also comprises of many different strategies into which we need to dive into. If the group focus area is into prompting strategies, then they can take prompting strategies and a small guide which was provided in the survey of LLM as a guide to prompt generation as their own topic, and they can present it in an elaborative way. Else, they can also do like what I have done here to show you for illustration, the summary, the complete summary of what is being discussed and what is being concluded in the paper completely. So it is up to you to take your own research area, your own interested area, your own focal point in the research paper, and then project it in a much more efficient way. The articulation as well as the presentation of your technical topic becomes takes the credibility. So this is one way of focusing your thoughts or projecting your thoughts. I would also like to give one more example, like the future scope. One of the future scope that was pointed out in the research, in that particular research paper, was working on the safety challenges, which isn't being addressed till date. So LLMs might be elicited by intentional instructions, or it could produce harmful or biased output. These are kind of little privacy and responsible way of handling the data, which is not yet being addressed till date. So this is one of the future scope areas of work that could be your focus, that could be your focal point in this particular research paper. You can also extend that, like how data has been collected in this particular research paper. There are several different types of data sets and the corpus information that is required. You can concentrate on that, and then you can culminate that into this particular poster presentation. So it is up to you to do whatever you want in that particular research paper. Since being this a great example for me that gives like a philanthropy of data, philanthropy of information that could be considered uh, and also could be discussed into many other little branches of little segments of branches that could be correlated with the information that is being provided in the paper. It is also your way of presenting it and your area of interest that shows the relevance with this study. So let me quickly jump back to the original presentation. The track presentation is like 1 hour of presentation, which means 40 to 45 minutes of presentation will happen. This is like you could have one person presenting the whole of the presentation, or you could share your presentation with all the members who are participating. It's up to the group to collaborate in this particular presentation. There are no hard and fast rules. Please feel free to organize yourself. Please feel free to get yourself comfortable with the information that you're taking forward and presenting it in your presentation. This is a recorded session. This particularly needs certain level of preparation. So we request you to submit the presentation at least 2 days ahead of the final presentation meeting so that we will have a review of it and then it could be circulated to the wider audience. The poster presentation will go to Wall of Fame, which means it will be published in social media if you go for a poster presentation or a track presentation, where in both the presentation, forming or creating a poster is a kind of little suggested, or I would say like little a way that I would like to insist you, the participants, to take forward during your preparation. It gives you a better way to consolidate the research paper. So I insist you to create a poster. It might be of different format. We will just have to have a review before it goes to the wider audience for avoiding errors or for avoiding human errors or for avoiding any other complications regarding licensing and other legal issues which we would not want to adhere at a later stage. So the expectation is groups are formed today. Forming of the groups would be like based on your expectation from the study group. It could be like if you want to have a track event, or if you could you could give a prior information that you wanted a track event, or if you want a rapid presentation, you could also provide the same information to us so that we will plan your groups accordingly. The key takeaways from this particular study group should be highlighted with these three questions that needs to be answered during your presentation, which is the minimum expectation that is required by this study group. The phenomenal attraction towards selecting this paper, few would have upvoted. It might be because they might be working on the same area, or they might be a teacher who wanted this research paper to be taken forward to their students or into their own work to publish for a different research paper. You could highlight that information, which gives us an insight about where you're coming from, so that it gives us an opportunity to design much more relevant content to you. The second question would be the key conceptual or the results that you would like to showcase from the research paper. As I was explaining, the vast research paper need not be compiled or summarized, synthesized from your end. It is your own focal point and focus area where you want to hit from that research paper so that you can take forward to your own work, your own areas of work. What are the key takeaways from this research paper in terms of future focus? This is the most important and the significant part that I wanted you all to address during the study group. This gives you a way to understand the strategy, the strategical way that you would be dealing with in your own research. You might be wanting to form a hypothesis. So that hypothesis could result from this answer by answering this particular question. So the third question is a kind of takes significance in all the three parts of your projection in your presentation. So I wanted you all to answer these three questions in a slide format or during your talk, like presenting during the presentation. That gives us an insight about why you are interested in this particular research paper and how will it benefit to the wider audience. Okay, here are a few important links that has been provided to you. the sheet, the Google sheet, which is already provided to you in the Slack. If you're new to the Slack community, this the links will be provided to you in the chat. You can have a look at it, and then you can take forward this particular study from the forthcoming third session, from the forthcoming sessions. Probably the next session would be on March, or if you wanted to take part currently, you are most welcome. I'll try to know put you in a group so that it doesn't cause any harm with your own work, or it doesn't interrupt with your progress at this stage, at this point in time, so that it gives you plenty of time for yourself to prepare for one particular paper and present properly as a track event. We wanted more track events to be conducted, so we are looking forward from you. The poster template link, brainstorming template is one thing which I wanted to show you right away. So okay. So this brainstorm link is designed for today's meeting. Actually, this is like a link which will be, we are 30 minutes past the meeting, 35 minutes past the meeting. We will have 20 more minutes where we can have one collaborative meeting, online syncing with the Women Who Code data science community. This will be shared to you. You can use this during your brainstorming session formed by the members, and you can also find relevant information which is easier for you to navigate to form a poster. So you can just have a look into this later. I will link this also in your presentation so that it provides you more insights. The Slack canvas link and the checklist which is being provided to you in the drive. So all these information are already available to you.
We have a couple questions I wanted to see, make sure we can get addressed. Do you have a moment?
Yes, please, Nancy.
Okay, great. I think I typed the answers in the chat, but I just wanted everyone to know that if you're going to do a recorded presentation, that the whole group should be on board unless you're doing it as an individual. And we did have a question about time allotment. That is entirely up to you, as Kirthikka mentioned. If there's someone who only wants to cover a small portion of the paper and they only want to do a 5-minute presentation, that's fine. You can divide up the time allotments as you would like. And then as long as you leave time for Q&A at the end, you have up to an hour. You don't have to take the entire hour, but that's the amount of time you have allotted. So I hope that answers that question. And then one other that I saw in the chat that or the Q&A rather, that I answered in Q&A is how do you provide your preference for rapid or a track event? And in the sign-up sheet that you use to nominate yourself as an individual, I'll put this link in the chat for everyone as well. If you scroll over, there's a drop down that says presentation yes or no. That is for a track presentation, and then a date that's preferred. So if you are presenting as an individual, you can go ahead and fill that out. But if you are going to try to join a group, I would recommend just deciding on that amongst yourselves as a group when is best for you. And then we can alter the sign up as needed once your groups have formed. Those are the only questions that popped up. Kirthikka, did you have anything to add to that? Or oh, it looks like we have more questions, but let's take questions from the audience.
Okay.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, just to clarify, because I saw I think 3 people, including myself, had signed up for iPaper on MGPT. So for group presenters, are you asking whoever is the lead on that paper to set meetings in advance to prepare? Or is that space that's provided administratively from the leads from Women in Code Data Science to do that? I just want to clarify, because I know there's already a schedule. So is that just on our own time, or is that something that you all can provide?
Good question. Totally asynchronously. So if you decide you want to use a DM thread for your group to communicate on Slack, that's fine. If you would like to set up meetings on your own time, that's fine as well. You would just kind of decide amongst yourselves what works best. We don't want to impose any like, time commitments on you. We don't have any, extra meetings set up besides just the orientation collaboration here. And then also your final rapid presentation or your track presentation. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that makes sense. I know people are in different time zones and such, so.
Yeah, we're going to do a poll really quick for the time zone issue as well. And then also to help out those that weren't able to join today, to try to break everyone up into, functional time zones so they can find their best choice. Great. Kirthikka, let me know when it's time for the poll, when you're ready for it.
I think you can start the poll right away, Lindsay.
Okay, great. So I'm just going to put a poll up here to help us. Let's see, how do I launch this? There we go. So that you can select a time zone that's closest to you. We've divided, obviously the world is a big place. We've divided it up into 4 time zones that we think might be functional for the groups here. So just go ahead and select a poll, and in doing so, you will a breakout meeting should, or a breakout, room should be provided based on your selection here. And then what we will do too is we need to make sure we're collecting emails for everyone. If you haven't done that, and in the sign up sheet, please put your email down because we want to make sure that all the groups can have each other's emails as well. And so we'll send those out to you after the meeting. Oh, got another question here. Yeah, so if you are closest to EST, then yeah, select EST.
What is individual? That was an option. Sorry, that's
yeah, means you're not interested in working in a team, which is, we want to make sure that people
okay, I
yeah.
said it wrong. I meant EST then because I'm on PST.
Perfect. Okay, great. We have, I think, quite a few on PST, so that should be good.
It's up to you. You can have a preferred time zone, and also you can have your own time zone. Like, it's up to you to decide.
Yeah, you don't have to work on that time zone. It's just to help, this is just to help segment people easy.